has French First Division experience, and the number 10, Rousseau, is on his way to take up a French professional contract. Centre-back Leighton, the number 5, is their most experienced with 32 appearances. The Aussies for this match persevered with much the same lineup as the one that beat the Solomon Islands a few days earlier. That meant Damien Morey continued at right back, and the front runner was new man Carl Beath. The only change was the return of Alistair Edwards in place of Greg Brown. Your commentator is Andy Pascalidis, and with him is Socceroo Tommy McCulloch.
So we're underway in this first international between the senior teams of Australia and, of course, Tahiti, who only recently joined FIFA just back in 1990. Australia, of course, running from the left to the right-hand side of your screen as Milan Ivanovic, the Adelaide City sweeper, gets his first touch to Andrew Martha. Had such a strong game in that 2-1 win against the Solomon Islands. And this national stadium in Papeete is one of the best stadiums we have seen quite a long while. The pitch conditions absolutely perfect. A little bit bumpy out in the middle, and I'm sure that one man who's a bit disappointed that he's not out there as Australia put the attack on. Alistair Edwards on the left, and it's just hooked away. And I'd like to introduce, of course, Tommy McCulloch, who's been ruled out with a tragic knee injury suffered just 2 nights ago at training. And Tommy, Australia are fired up for a big one. Conditions are much, much better than Honiara.
Yeah, the boys certainly are fired up, Andy. As you say, conditions perfect. The pitch is in great condition. We're playing at 8 o'clock at night time, and you couldn't ask for any better conditions to play in.
Mike Peterson will take the first corner kick of the game, hooked in deep and looming at the back there. It's just deflected away, and well, Australia, first opportunity to Damien Morey, the Olyroos. His strike at goal, just deflecting wide. And there was talk about Morey possibly being dropped for this game. The shot there, just a lucky deflection away. And already after just 1 minute, Australia right on the attack. And again, the big men are up there at the back. Wade, as you would expect in these corner kicks. In it comes again, the free header and the goal! The goal for Australia, having us from Damien Morey. 1 minute 44 seconds in, Australia take the lead, and the youngster Damien Morey, his first goal at senior level in just his second appearance. Well, what a start, Tommy.
Great ball from the corner kick. We do a lot of practice on our free kicks and corners, and what a great header by Damien Morey. It's only his second international, and that's just a great start for him. I think it's very important, Andy. We scored an early goal against the Solomon Islands. I think it's very vital that we actually go on from here. I mean, it's very important we keep playing football, knock the ball around. We've got the dream start we were after, and it's just a matter of making sure we go on with it.
It would have been a real confidence blow for Tahiti, that start. They wouldn't have expected that sort of start, but Australia, particularly with the set pieces, the corner kicks, the free kicks, very strong in the air. And that's one aspect of their play they'll be looking to exploit as the strong challengers are coming in. First it was Peterson, and then it was the captain Tunor, the number 9, as Ivanovic just gets it away. Of course, that back pass regulation implemented by FIFA. Australia played that for the first time against the Solomons, and you could say, Tommy, we did struggle somewhat in terms of thinking about perhaps playing it back to the keeper and then realising that we couldn't do that sort of thing.
I think it's going to take a long time, Andy, for people to adjust to the new rule. We've done a lot of work on it. We've done a lot of work on them playing the offside trap. So I think you'll find they'll play the offside trap a lot here today. And as I said, somebody's done a lot of work on it, and I can see us scoring from 1 or 2 situations like that.
And now it's across for Tapai. Tapai looking on, he's onside. Peterson's onside. The keeper's out of his area. He's lobbed the keeper. What a save! A beautiful save from Lauren Haynes. And that was a crucial save indeed. We've just had on 6 minutes of play, and I think that Peterson took the right option there.
Super save by the goalkeeper, Andy. Mickey did exactly the right thing, saw the keeper was off his line. But like I say, once again, we beat the offside trap, and I hope we can score a goal soon and put us out of our misery here. Another goal will be just what we're after.
Certainly plenty of time for that as Andrew Stabamarth hooks one in. Easily cleared away, but Marth's up there against Ozrashov. Ivanovic covering for Australia. Just getting the ball away, and it's been nodded on now for Temarir. A good outstanding player. Good overlap on the right for Tahiti. And the referee has called up play. He's pulled up play for the foul, which doesn't please the locals, and that's fairly understandable. Leonard Sharp officiating in his 10th international, his first World Cup match. And the referee, Leonard Sharp, has been a FIFA man for just on 8 years now. And the low drive, testing Zabika. What a beautiful shot. And Zabika had to hook it away in the end. And it was a beautiful shot from Temari, Renal Temari. And what a shot indeed from Tahiti, one that really tested out Zabika.
That was a long way out, Andy. That was a super shot. I think Zabika saw it fairly late, and in the end it was a good save.
Down the line, he was looking for Tunor, and there's the captain, the number 9, but good covering work as well from Australia. Tobin looks up, finds Peterson. Now Edwards has come back from Malaysia to play this game. And he does find Murray in the end. Rousseau tried his best. Now Tapai. This is better. One-touch play from Australia. Murray, can he get there? He should. He does, and he rides the challenge of Rairoja. Murray looks up for support. Can they manufacture something here? They can. What a goal. What a finish. No side netting. Well, I jumped up in eagerness here at the National Stadium, but that was a beautiful move, Tommy.
Certainly deserves a goal, Andy. Great lead-up work from Damien Murray. Here it is again. Took his time, picked his player in the middle.
And it certainly looked like it hit the back of the net there, but then it hit the post and bounced out.
I think you're seeing things, Andy. But it certainly was very close, and excellent work by Murray again.
That was Australia's best move for sure. But again, Tahiti, they really hit Australia quickly on the break. Rousseau, that's not a bad ball at all. And headed away by Jurakovic. Touched on by Epieta, and they couldn't get the shot in the end from Romati. But this Tahitian team is playing some good football. As Edwards wins, thrown on that far side. Yeah, Jurakovic just hoping for a runner through the middle. There was no one there at all.
I think that's where we have to be patient, Andy. I mean, we don't want to give the ball away too much in these conditions. If it's not on, I think it's very important that we just keep the ball, keep possession, and let them come at us.
Good forceful header on now. The chase. And again away by Leighton. And Peterson looking to claw his way through. And he gets it across. That's a good ball, Jurakovic. Jurakovic wide again is Edwards. He's looked pretty dangerous down that left flank, Alistair Edwards. In comes the deep cross for Tapai, and he can't get to it though. But again, Edwards doing the damage down that left flank. Tahiti looking to find Rousseau. Marth read it well. Up was Rairoja. Now Jurakovic. Edwards. Tobin playing it long. Hoping for Jurakovic. But the referee has pulled up play against Mehmet Jurakovic.
I think the referee's seeing things as well, Andy.
Temari looks up, sees Dean sweeping down this left side. Murray's come to him, and Dean turns back inside. That's not bad at all. Ivanovic just touching it on for Tapai, and a good return pass. The Socceroo, the captain Paul Wade was hoping to find Viet, and he still will, or Edwards rather. Edwards, can he get it on for Viet? He does. Viet looks up, back now for Peterson. Hoping for support. The touch on, that's a nice touch, is it? Edwards now lines it up, and what a shot and a good save. Can Tapai stick it away? And a good save again by Haynes. And perhaps Australia should have got a goal out of that situation, Tom.
Great shot by Edwards again, but certainly the keeper should have held that. I mean, Adelson hit it pretty well, but it was straight at him. And certainly this goalkeeper doesn't like catching the ball. I think Paul Wade's made a lot of great runs from midfield as well, Andy. I mean, he could be the key to unlocking this offside trap.
Tap eye. Ball a bit too close to the keeper. Australia, when they're using the flanks, they seem to give themselves another dimension of their play.
It's like any team, Andy. You've got to get behind the teams and get the ball cut back from the byline. That's the secret to success, really, at any level.
What about the height factor? Should we be using a few more high balls into that box?
Well, I think we're using that anyway with the corners and the throw-ins and the free kicks. I think it's more important to start hitting Carl Viet's feet, get the ball back and start playing the ball around rather than just hitting too many aimless long balls.
Viet certainly hasn't had as much to do as he did in the first game.
No, he's lacked a bit of support up there so far, Andy, and it's quite easy to say from here, but here he goes.
Viet against Rioja. Young Carl Viet, who'd scored on debut in the first few minutes against the Solomon Islands from a long throw from a fairly similar position. And the man who took that throw that day was, of course, Andrew Marth, and he's there again for Australia. Looking for Wade, and headed away. Straight back to Marth, though. And Marth evades his man and gets a good ball inside, and the diving header just glanced wide. And that was great play from Australia. Carl Viet was the man in the thick of the action.
Hinterberg pushing it back there inside the box, Andy, I think. But a great one too by Andrew Marth off the defender's legs, I thought.
And in the centre was Viet with that lunging dive, but just pushing it wide. So just under 15 minutes left in this first half. Australia 1, Tahiti 0. Still a long way to go. This second World Cup qualifier for Australia, and of course it's also the second game. Australia lead the group on 2 points after one game. Solomon Islands on 1 point after 2 games, and of course Tahiti 1 point after 1 game. Peterson. Edwards is free on the left. Now came off Viet and bobbled back off Leighton, and Peterson gets it across. Jurakovic trying to play it forward. And now Australia have to defend. Then possession, give it away. Viet's on his way. Carl Viet, there's 4 men around him. And Viet looked like he was, well, I thought he was fouled by Romati, but the referee didn't think so.
I think Carl was looking for the free kick a bit there, Andy.
So again, Marth has to run across to the opposite side to take this throw in. And you can see Alex Tobin coming up. And Wade at that near post, and at the back post is Edwards, along with Viet. Marth, deep throw again. Wade nods it on, and the keeper was there at the near post. And that's not a bad ball at all for Temari. And again, play pulled up by the referee, Lennox Sharp. Eta. Rioja. Oh, and I almost thought he was going to lose out. And there's almost about 8,000 fans here at the National Stadium. At $16 a ticket for adults. It's not a bad crowd at all. Again, Edwards. With him, though, is Dawida. Let's get close eyes on him all day today. There's one for Jurakovic and Romati. It's Romati who comes away with it. Great challenge coming in though from the Australians. And again the referee is right in the thick of the action, the referee tonight. There's been quite a few stoppages in this World Cup match. Leighton, cross now for Etaeta. The locals aren't too happy with that sort of play. They want them to push forward at every opportunity. And that's a lovely ball for Rousseau. Rousseau inside and hooked away. And that was equally impressive covering work from Australia, Tom.
That's a great long ball out from the back there, Andy, but we got caught out a little bit there. Jurakovic was lost his play just for a second there, and that's all it takes at this level. But what a great pass from the sweeper.
They're a much different side from the Solomon Islands, aren't they?
Yeah, they knocked the ball around very well, Andy. I mean, just their last pass at the moment is letting them down. Like that last cross there was their biggest problem.
10 minutes to go. Tamati will take the corner kick. In it comes. The referee, again, has spotted some sort of infringement in the centre. I wasn't too sure who it was. It was against Lukaku for pushing, it appears. The number 3, the big central defender. Now Mori. Looking for Viet. Can Tapai get there? He can't. Away by Etaeta. The substitutes. Edmond Ramadi. And the flag was up for offside against Rousseau. But they break quickly from the back. They break very quickly from the back.
They certainly do, Andy. I mean, that's in a way we're a little bit lucky it was offside there. Damien got a touch of the ball there, but certainly they do break really well. And I think we've got to close them down a little bit more in the middle of the park there.
Marth looking for Viet again. No threat at all this time for Tahiti. Tapai tried his best to get some sort of control. It was always difficult for him.
But once again, Andy, we lost the ball there from the long ball. I mean, Calvius not particularly good in the air. We seem to just be losing a lot of possession in that way. I think we should play more into his feet. And like I say, get the ball moving.
Not a bad jinking run at all from Temari, and the foul. Marth not too happy with it. The locals aren't really impressed either.
Well, Andrew's playing me a dive there, Andy, but I'm not too sure.
This is an interesting position for Tahiti. In it comes. Zabika's coming out for it. And what a take. A beautiful take from the Etaeta free kick. And Zabika will slow it right down. He's only had to do one sort of conclusive save in that wicked free kick back in the 8th minute of play from Temari. Etaeta looks for Rousseau. A bit of nudging from behind, and we all saw that up here in the stand as well. Try to...
Well, that certainly was a free kick, that one, Andy.
Seven minutes left in this first half. Australia lead by 1-0 courtesy of Damien Mori in the second minute. The substitutes, Edmond Raumati. Couldn't get it through Paul Wade. And again, the Australian defence have to organise. It's Francois Fedez, the coach, on his feet. He's only been in charge for 3 months. Renald Temari takes a low corner kick. Easily away by Peterson. Viet. And there's pushing in the back there, no doubts at all. By Eta. Mori. This time Edwards was up and he spotted an infringement against Alistair Edwards.
Certainly that second goal, Andy, will make things a lot easier for us and get a quick one before half time.
Well, there's enough time for it. There's just on 5 minutes left. It's 1-0 in favour of the Socceroos. The Coca-Cola Socceroos are up.
I must say, Andy, they're very composed on the ball, aren't they? Even at the back, they sort of take their time. They're not rushed. And I think with that last pass, if they start making that last pass near the goal, we could be in for a few problems here tonight.
Yes, certainly that last touch, that vital touch indeed, just hasn't been there. Eta is waiting for some sort of support. And Wade gets it away for the Coca-Cola Socceroos. Rousseau tries his best. Wade, as cool as ever at the back for the Socceroos. 56th international. Now Eta down the line. Marf. Now just touched on by Reota. Tobin just gets it away for Australia. And Edwards heads it on. They've really tested the Australian defence on a few occasions today.
I think Andrew Mar's done a good job today, Andy. I think their number 10, Rosso, is certainly their best player.
As the deep ball goes in again for Rousseau, and the referee has pulled up Rousseau for the foul. Just on 3 minutes of normal time left, the Coca-Cola Socceroos are leading by just one goal. Wade nodding it on, looking for Tapai. Tapai was up. And the bounce eludes Wade. Edmund Almaty, Sitamari, and the return pass for Luka. He comes across, Ivanovic gets it away. Peterson inside for Ivanovic. Wade, good touch, and good ball on by Ivanovic. This is a much better move from Australia. And, well, the flag goes up, and the fans believe it was a correct decision, but that was a touch and go one, do you think, Tom?
I think he was offside that time.
Just?
Yeah, certainly offside there, Andy. Just the timing of the pass is so important with the offside trap. Another half a second earlier would have been away. Pretty interesting challenge that came in from Eta. Just an off the ball clash there, Andy, between Paul Wade and Rosso. A little bit of pushing and shoving. Australia's second World Cup qualifying match. Yet another away leg, and they'll be extremely delighted to get a good result here with the two matches to be played at home. They're up 1-0. Similar situation as the Solomon Islands game. They led 1-0 at the break, and there's just over a minute and a half left of normal time. The local fans, I think they could be happy with the way their team recovered from that setback in the second minute. And Zabika, it'll take a bit more than that to nudge Zabika off the ball, I suspect.
towering clearance. Beer couldn't get there, but Rioja could. Marth and Rousseau. Marth does get there. And Peterson, a beautiful ball for Edwards. It's on again for Edwards. Alistair Edwards back inside. Viet, and he's put it away this time. 2-0 Australia. Just before the halftime break, there's 30 seconds left on the clock. And Alistair Edwards, a similar situation to a few moments ago when Viet was on the end of it, his second goal in 2 internationals. But great play from Edwards, who's capped off a very good first half.
Yeah, superb effort again, Andy. Great goal. Great work by Edwards, and also Mickey Peterson again. Great vision in the midfield to pick out Edwards. And what a clinical finish by Carl Viet. Just the right time.
Well, it certainly was the right time, and Carl Viet, 2 goals in just his second full international. It was also the other Ollie Roux who joined Viet on the scoring list first up. Damien Murray put Australia ahead in the second minute. Viet just before the break, and it was certainly a finish Eddie Thompson would be absolutely delighted with. So at halftime here in the National Stadium, it's Tahiti 0, Australia 2. And we're underway again. The second half, Tahiti running from the left to the right-hand side. Australia up by those 2 goals. The former Ollie Roux, Damien Murray and Carl Viet. Mike Peterson getting stuck in straight away, but still in possession. It was Temari, and Peterson had a great first half. And we can expect, I think, more of the same in the second half. And Tahiti have really taken the game from the kickoff to Australia. In comes the cross. And the chance on the turn for Rousseau after just 30 seconds of play. And Tommy, they have picked up from where they left off in the first half.
Yeah, I think, Andy, the next 10 minutes are going to be crucial for us. It's very important we don't concede a goal. They're going to come at us, try and score a goal, and try and get back in the match. Eddie Thompson, half-time, just said to the boys, let's make sure we start playing football, get the ball on the ground, and most of all, just be patient.
Well, Carl Viet was certainly patient in that first half. He scored that, you could say, critical goal. Just 20-odd seconds left. The referee again, Mr. Lennox Sharp, right there, right on the spot. Wade was the man who was instructed in that centre.
Also, he stressed as well, Andy, about the offside trap. He just made the point that we've got to get midfielders getting forward a lot more, and not so much the forwards trying to be the offside trap, but actually the midfielders and players coming from deep.
They're looking deep for Wade. Couldn't get onto it this time. And Jurakovic just in the back on Dewida. And just looking around, no changes to either side. And of course Tahiti made 5 changes to the side, which drew 1-1 against the Solomon Islands, and that certainly has made the difference for them today. Rupino Romati, the number 7 for Rousseau. The shot was well blocked by Tobin, but it's still there for Tahiti. Dewida gets the deep ball in, and the shot on the turn, the intended target, of course, is Jurakovic. Clears it away. Murray, the tap by, the little touch on for Wade. Only Viet up there at the moment. And, well, that's a pretty strong challenge. And it'll take a bit more than that to force Paul Wade out of action.
Yeah, I think Paul's just slowing the game down a bit. Wade is not really a youngster anymore, so I think he's just slowing things down.
Good run by Tapai. Peterson across for Mehmet Jurakovic. And they're onside. On that far side it was Murray. Murray looks up for support. Still there for Damien Murray. He'll use his pace, no doubt, and he should keep it in, and good covering work. Rioja was the first man, the number 4, and it was cleared away, and Tobin will take the throw. Edwards tries his best. Ivanovic. Edwards again, a good header on. And the referee again pulls up play against Alistair Edwards, who's scored about 30 goals in 3 seasons overseas. Came back for this game, missed the first. And he was instrumental in the build-up of that second goal for Australia. Crowd of around 8,000 here at the National Stadium. Papeete. And for Tahiti, their second World Cup game, a beautiful touch on. And the ball back, Peterson touching on for Durakovic. We'll look for Edwards, no. Looks to play it back for Peterson, the right option. They're spreading it again for Tapai. And Wade's onside, in the centre's Viet. And now it's falling for Peterson! Just wide of that right post. And Mike Peterson, a good strike for goal. He's having a good game.
Yeah, he's certainly one of our best players so far, and he's having a super game. But once again there, that's the danger of getting behind their defence and getting the ball cut back from the byline, and certainly it's causing them all sorts of trouble. Murray's causing them, and Tapai on that right-hand side, and on that occasion, Paul Wade. But certainly that's the way we're going to score goals.
You'd have to say Australia in the box seat at 2-0. Away from home. Durakovic tried his best to steal on Ropena Remati.
They played that well there, Andy.
They certainly did. Luka was closed down by Tapai though. Now Murray. It's a committed challenge by Luka. Now Murray again. And again, Murray was pulled back. Well, again, the advantage rule should have been played there, Tom.
Oh, it certainly was. Damien was away again there, and we had men in the middle with support as well.
Another goal for Australia would kill off the game here. Although it hasn't really been one-way traffic as much as the scoreline indicates.
No, they've had a couple of half chances, Andy, and but like you say, I think a third goal will actually kill them off, and then we can actually enjoy the game a bit more.
You haven't been nervous sitting up here, Tom?
Well, I'd much rather be playing, but that's the way it goes.
It was a real tragedy, that injury at training just 2 days before this game. It's a deep free kick. Wade's up there and he puts it in. He does too. He's scored so many goals for Australia in similar situations, and Paul Wade has scored his 7th goal in 56 internationals. The deep ball again for the skipper, and 12 minutes in, Australia are up 3-0.
Yes, Andy, that's what we work on, isolating Paul Wade at the far post there. You can see him peeling away there, totally unmarked actually, and but still a great header from close range. Great ball by Mickey Peterson again though.
Ivanovic again. He's had a bit of covering work to do in the second half and made some good runs as well. Overall, it's been a very good performance. Tapai, great steal. Viet's on his left. Tapai unselfishly for Carl Viet. Will it be number 4 for Australia? Just wide by Carl Viet. And what a game it would have been for him. 2 goals and 3 in 2 internationals. But again, Tapai unselfishly inside.
Certainly a great run from Tapai again, but Carl Viet will be kicking himself there not to hit the target from that range. He certainly worked very hard tonight, and there it is again, just on the wrong side of the post. But he certainly worked pretty hard tonight, and I think he deserved another goal there.
And that's a very good play by Marth. The keeper's coming for it. And it appears the keeper's... Well, I thought the keeper had gone down in a clash as they went for the ball, but intelligent play by Marth, because all the defence had come up and he just intended to head it forward and chase. And of course he had momentum behind him as the defence had been running in the opposite direction. Just over 5 minutes of play left. Australia are leading 3-0. Murray put them ahead after 2 minutes, trying to score a similar goal to what he did in the Olympic Games in Barcelona. No threat at all for Anus's goal. The Wida. And a across came Jurakovic. Bernal is pulled up for the challenge on Temari, the 14. Spent 2 seasons at Nantes in the French First Division. Marth again is up there. Peterson chases. Great steal. Bernal, he'll go up for this one, no doubt. And Bernal with an overcommitted challenge, you would have thought. Referee allows play to continue. They're with her. And again, that last touch, it's a familiar pattern, particularly in the second half.
Yeah, that sums up their day, really, Andy. They got behind us again, and a pretty disappointing cross for them.
And you just wonder how they'll perform in Australia, in Brisbane, in the return leg. Sabika looking for either Bernal or Viet. It's Tapai. Touch on for Bernal. Very difficult for Bernal to get there. Tapai trying to win possession. Now look up. Peterson on Edwin Romartier, and a great win. The referee allows advantage rule to continue. Someone in the crowd unfortunately has a whistle as Viet was fouled, and that is a real disappointment really in any football ground around the world when you just have one person whistling in the terraces. Australia were on their way. 3-0, they lead. The Coca-Cola Socceroos have taken a 2-0 advantage into the break. Maury scored in the second, then Viet with 30 seconds left. And then the captain, Paul Wade, in the 57th, great header. And they've had a couple of chances to add to that. In it comes. Viet was up there, and so was Luka. Straight out of play. Both players missed it. And overall, Tom, I think Eddie Thompson will be pretty delighted.
Yeah, it's certainly been a great result, Andy. That puts us on 4 points now, and I think we can even slip up in one game from here on in. So I think one more win will just about do it for us. But 3-0 is a pretty convincing scoreline. We've seen some super goals and possibly could have seen a few more.
3-0 result away from home is a great result by any standards. This is the first time we've seen Tahitian football firsthand. What are your impressions on Tahiti?
Certainly, Andy, like we said in the first half, they knocked the ball around pretty well in their back third, as you'll see an offside there. They knocked the ball around well in their back third and also their midfield, but just their final pass lets them down. And maybe they'll work on that next week, and we might see a different team next week. But from the Australian point of view, I think it's been a great game for us. Certainly some of the boys have got their confidence back here today and also their form, and I think we can still improve about 10-15% on this performance.
And there's the back pass, the keeper, the intelligent play by him. Yeah, the pressure was right on. Now Maury, he's going in and he gets there too, but for Tahiti there was a bit of cover. Now it's one-on-one defensively, but Tahiti slowing it down a little bit as gives Australia the chance to reorganise, but the break's on from Edmund Romartier. Gets the cross back inside, Ivanovic. And still Tahiti, can they at least get some sort of result from this build-up? And Hasler shows the way for Australia. That's really been the story today. Just 1 minute left. The Coca-Cola Socceroos are leading. Hasler nodding on for Jurakovic. And again it will be Hasler. Jurakovic. Can't keep it in though. And Ropena Romartier will take the throw in.
I think Nicky Peterson's done well. Everything Australia's done has really gone through him, Andy. He's had a top game. And also I think Andrew Marth, as we said earlier, tremendous game today. And but I think overall it's been a pretty good team performance. And like we said, some great goals.
Still time for another. This was exactly the same point as the first half when Australia struck their second goal, which in my eyes, the second goal really put the game pretty close to Australia's favour.
Yeah, I think it demoralised Tahiti a little bit, Andy, and also it gave us a bit of a boost as well. So I think it was a crucial stage of the match to score a goal, and obviously the crowd's been a bit quiet as well in the second half.
They certainly have. Australia are up 3-0. We're into injury time. In it comes. Put it away straight to Maury. I want to watch the offside trap. Bag stays down though. And again, someone in the crowd has got the whistle. And again, it's the deep ball, and the keeper takes it this time. And that, in fact, is the whistle. And a great day for Australia. The Coca-Cola Socceroos maintained their unbeaten run in the Oceania World Cup qualifying phase. The goals had come from Maury and Beard in the first half. The former Olyroos getting there. Then Wade put the issue beyond doubt. So the final scoreline here in the National Stadium of Tahiti, Australia 3, Tahiti 0.
Yes, a much more comfortable effort than the one in Honiara, and the suggestion is even more goals by the Aussies today in the return in Brisbane. Our telecast from Perry Park in Brisbane starts at 3 p.m. today, 2:30 in Adelaide.